like us. We are Go Flight.
Very interesting that the elephants surrounded the younger one.
Did they?
Yeah. They all just, you didn't see that? At the very end, they all kind of backed in.
They did.
And protected the...
So we're watching a video of a zoo in San Diego that got hit. Huh? It was not San Diego? Oh, the San Diego Zoo. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, watch.
And so it was a 5.2, and the elephants,
They protect the small one there in the middle.
Yeah, so they run around for a second trying to figure out what the fuck's going on, and then they collapse in every different direction and face outward to protect the young elephant.
Yeah.
That is fascinating.
They're probably thinking it's a stampede or something.
Who knows what they were thinking.
Well, they were probably scoping out any risk or dangers. They're looking around. They're like, we're going to fuck somebody up.
You know, they were tooting their horns.
Yeah, they're like, we're going to kill everybody. And then they come back into a group. They turn their backs to the young one, and they protect them. Look at that.
Yeah, I'm totally thinking they're thinking there's a stampede coming.
Or maybe they're doing a circle jerk.
It could be. Sniff my butt.
Good
Sniff my
Lord.
butt.
That's what animals do when there's earthquakes.
Oh, now they got arrows. Oh,
Why are we doing arrows? Yeah, come on.
people are stupid.
All right, for those folks listening to the Dudes Like Us podcast, we found out that there was a small little San Francisco 5.2 on the Richter scale. Is that what
San
you said?
Francisco or San Diego?
San Diego.
San Diego.
So I initially found out about this afternoon. There's a shout out to Shitty, Mr. Brian out in San Diego.
Yeah.
He was at work. He was like, "Yeah, the whole fucking building was moving."
Yo.
Yeah, those earthquakes are intense. You guys have never been through one, really, have you?
No,
I was in one. There was actually one in Cincinnati when I was growing up.
God.
And I was laying on the sofa watching a James Bond movie on WTBS.
Wow.
I don't even know what day it was. And I was laying there with my little Afghan pulled
Saturday
up.
morning.
And it could have been Saturday morning. And it rattled a little bit. And I could feel it. And then that was about it. You don't get a lot in Cincinnati, but there was something. That was the only time that I ever felt anything as far as earthquake goes.
Yeah.
I remember the time we went to Pancho's, and then we came back, and you took a huge dump.
Yeah,
that was about the closest I've been to
and
it.
it rattled.
Oh, dude, it
rattled.
It was what the hell is that?
What's happening?
Yeah,
Oh, Jeff happened.
Ponchos, I don't know how they stayed open so long because that stuff was just caustic to the gastrointestinal.
Was that what you
raised a flag?
Yeah, you raised the little flag to get more nasty shit.
More diarrhea on a plate.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
God.
I heard they use like whale fat as the
Are you saying
I don't
they're
know.
no longer around?
I don't believe so.
I haven't seen them. There are a couple around. At least there were.
I remember I went to one, and I had to, on the way home, it hit. And I had to run. That's when I first moved here. We didn't know any better. We're like, oh, it's a Mexican buffet. Let's go. Me and my roommate,
Oh, because
John.
it was excellent.
Yeah, and we ate there. We're just
you
eating
could
shit out of it. And I was on the way back. It was probably about a 20-minute drive. I was like, you need to hurry.
Uh-oh.
And then I sprinted all the way. Of course, our apartment was nowhere close to the parking lot, so I was doing I got a shit run going up to the steps and clenching and everything, and it was a full disc.
Explosive.
Oh, it was painful.
What a great
All right, the
painful.
second
for that
half
visual.
of our podcast is launched in nice prime. Thank you for that little visual.
I don't think I went
Did you
back after that.
did you like blast the back of the toilet?
Oh.
Shrapnel everywhere.
As I was sitting down, hit the tank.
I'm just seeing him
back of the
push
seat.
his stomach out and arching his back and like running.
He's got that.
shimmying.
Yeah, and
He's got that sound like
his arms are out and he's like
a walrus.
Help me. Somebody help me. Yeah. Anyway.
They say there's 5 Panchos still around.
In
No
Texas?
shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
I said we.
I say we
Challenge
don't go.
accepted.
I say we don't go.
We did hit all of them.
Look, I think their food's it was fun. It's probably like $15 for the. I mean, when I was first going there in El Paso, I think it was like $4.95 for all
it
you
was
can
cheap.
eat.
Yeah.
This was back
Yeah.
in '93
So
when we were there.
would you say Cece's Pizza falls into this same sort of
No.
I am out
category?
on
No.
Cece's Pizza until the day forever. I'm done.
Does I think
Cece's is better than Pancho's, but it still sucks.
he still
Yeah.
No. So we have Paul's son worked there, and they have a conveyor where the
Yes.
pizza would run through the cooking process, and at the other end, you need to be there to catch the pizza, or it
Yeah, it's not sophisticated.
It just fell
Doesn't-
on the floor.
it falls on the floor.
Yeah, it doesn't have like the beam going across like at Amazon like warehouses where the things all stop. Yeah, they just fall off.
All right, well, it's Dudes Like
they-
Us podcast.
and no, they
Chuck, Mr. Producer, thank
hold on,
you.
They sweep it off the floor and
Really?
they blow it off and
Put it back in the.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Just
they
kinda
didn't even
burn it.
care. What's going on?
That's what he said.
It's a compilation of errors here.
Anyway,
Wow.
all right.
All right, well, Dudes Like Us, I'm Sean.
I'm Paul.
And I'm Jeff.
And we've got a wonderful second half of the podcast, all primed and ready to rock and roll, including the ponchos. I want to go. I'd love to go.
I'll try it again. It's been 20,
Yeah, I'm sure they have to refine their
shit.
stuff.
32 years since
What
I've
was the
been.
closest one? Mesquite?
Correct,
Arlington, Mesquite,
Yep.
Humboldt.
How far is Mesquite?
It's probably about 45 minutes from here. I don't know where in Mesquite.
Is there a distillery close to Mesquite?
Good
It's
question.
got to be.
I don't know.
I can't recall one being over there, but
I think we got a plan.
well, if we want to go to Arlington, we could swing by Texas TX whiskey.
We could.
Is that anywhere near Arlington? I think it kind of is.
We could invite Larry. Larry's out in Weatherford. We can do that.
All right, there's.
Is that where Pancho's?
What are all those stars out
It's-
there?
I don't know what's
stuff I'd
happening.
save.
You've got a lot of stars out
Yeah.
there
Save
a
on
lot
your
of stuff.
Google Maps.
Those are all the
All right.
Panchos he
This
went to.
seems to be. This seems to be an inefficient search.
No, I,
Are you a Google Map expert or?
no, I
yeah,
just,
he's got like your
I just
Adobe
save a lot of stuff.
experience.
What is Firewater Liquor? Is that a
Firewater
liquor
Water?
store? I mean,
Where
you
do
put
you
up
see
the it's up there, right there.
oh, okay, yeah.
That's a liquor store. Why?
All right, so to answer the question, yes, TX Whiskey is southwest of us,
Yes.
and on the way
We could swing
out there. Well, whatever, man. I'm just saying we make it a journey. I mean, I kind of liked it. I mean, it's very gluttonous there, but
Oh, you've been to TX whiskey?
no, the ponchos.
Oh, Pancho.
Oh, my wife
Oh.
loved ponchos. It was like a thing. It was like we took the kids there. It was
It's cheap. It's a lot of food. The
Yeah.
kids
It
have a
is.
ball because they get to play with the flag.
Yes. Stop. We're not ready yet.
Yeah, it's
there
like
you go. Pancho's
all you can
Mexican.
eat.
yeah, but we were always ready.
It
I
closes,
was.
Sure.
It closes soon.
Can I tell you a quick story? Because I was giving Chuck shit about not being able to work the Google Maps. Brody, you know what Brody said to me the other day? I was struggling with my iPhone. I didn't know. He's like, you can track me anytime you want. We're all you got to do is blah, blah, blah. I was like, I don't know. He goes, Dad, they have iPhone classes for old people. I was like, he was serious. He wasn't being a dick. I was like, shut up. I was like, what an asshole.
I hate to say we are old.
Dude, he was like frustrated. He was like, they have classes you can take for old people for iPhone training. I wanted to kick his ass. I was like, this is so disrespectful. But he's right. I
Yeah.
mean, there's a ton of shit I don't know how to do on my phone.
Yeah, well, I'm in the same boat.
We're turning into our parents, where the technology.
Ugh.
Remember when?
It's passing you
Remember
by.
when our parents like they couldn't program the VCR or whatever it was, right? Whatever the technology was at the time, and you got
Right.
frustrated with them. We're
Dad, you
them.
just hit this button. You have to flip these switches. We're there.
We're them.
Done.
We're them. We're us.
Yes.
That's us.
Now we record A-Team every other Wednesday.
How'd you make it do that? And then they call you. I can't get it to.
Remember,
Oh,
it
did it-
recorded Laverne and Shirley instead. How do I fix that?
Did it piss you off when they'd like preempt something and then they'd like delay the broadcast of what
Oh,
you wanted to
yeah.
tape?
Oh, dude.
And then you would like get the first half of it and you wouldn't get the second
It
half.
was not
Yes.
sophisticated back then. It wasn't sophisticated like recording. You're right. It was a meltdown. It was what was the box? TiVo.
TiVo, yeah.
TiVo changed
TiVo,
everything.
yeah.
Yeah. Is TiVo still around?
No.
Yeah. Well, I mean, unless you use it to record rabbits.
DirecTV bought TiVo, and then just worked it into DirecTV.
That's what
did
I was
away
gonna
with
say.
did
I
away
think
with
they.
TiVo.
I think they just kind of merged.
They did away with the TiVo name, but TiVo was purchased by DirecTV.
Interesting. And how's DirecTV doing? I mean, are people?
I
Moving
don't think the satellites are doing well, but
I thought so.
from what
They're
I'm
moving-
hearing is people are getting frustrated with having 15 subscriptions.
that's me.
They're like, it's cheaper to go back to satellite.
That's me, man. I've got. It's ridiculous how many subscriptions I have
Yeah.
to music and streaming.
Yep.
I've got 3 different music
Well, you
Like
just need
ones.
one.
I got Amazon, Apple, and Spotify. I think I have Spotify.
You pay for Spotify?
No, I don't.
I just got Amazon. You know,
I have it.
There's no perfect remedy out there. I
No.
mean,
My family uses Apple, and I use Amazon. So what am I supposed to do?
Go to Apple.
And then convert my entire playlist of 3,000 songs.
You can.
Convert it,
Yeah, I did.
or
When
do
I-
it one song at a time.
When I did Amazon to Spotify, when I shut down my Amazon, I Googled, how do I move my Amazon account to Spotify? Oh, you do this, and this, and imported it all.
Oh.
I'm sure.
so your purchases are reciprocal?
Well, are you buying songs on Amazon?
I don't know. What I
Well,
mean, I know.
You buy a lot of
Now,
movies.
if you're buying songs, I don't
Yeah.
know. But that's different than Amazon Music.
Right.
But if you're buying songs, I don't know. But if you have a playlist of just the songs,
Yeah, I have 3,000 songs in my library.
yeah, well,
that you paid for?
No, it's all part of free as the Amazon
go out there
Music
and
Plus.
Google, can I move my...
Well, it's not free. I pay for Amazon Music Plus.
Yeah,
I pay $14 a month or whatever it is.
yeah, that's what I would used to do. And I was like, I'm done paying that because Amazon was struggling with Sonos. It doesn't work as well.
Sonos.
Sonos.
Yeah.
They made changes, and it would only play 100 songs of your playlist.
Huh.
The same 100 songs over and over and over again.
Yes, the first 100, that was it.
Ugh.
That's all that would load. I was
And now
like,
you
fuck
hate
that.
those songs. You hate them.
Is it still? Oh, that must be on the second generation.
Could be. So I was like, screw that, and I was like, but I don't want to lose my playlist.
Right.
So I Googled, and it says you just do this. It was a different program, and it
Yeah, but you had to
Did it-
pay for the Spotify.
yeah.
Okay.
I just discontinued my Amazon.
Okay. It was
It's
just
the same price.
Yeah, you're going to pay a subscription no matter what, but
Yeah.
he's saying it was easy to,
Yeah.
I mean,
was.
it's all easy. You just got to learn how to do it. Hell, I called Jeff at fucking 9:20 last night.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, I've done this several times, and I went to the public library, the Frisco Public Library, and I'm trying to get the book transferred from the public library over to Kindle, and I was like, what the fuck? And he was just like, yeah, there's a drop down, and as soon as he said drop down, I was like,
and so
damn it, there it
it
is.
stays on your Kindle.
For 2 weeks.
Yeah, for 2
2
weeks,
weeks.
for as long as
2
you're
weeks.
And
check
then
the
just
book
pulls
out.
it back, then just go check it out again.
I need to do that. And
Yeah.
I'm,
Problem is,
I'm
with-
traveling tomorrow, and I have nothing to read. Damn it, I waited too long.
Fuck, do you know what your library card number is and your login?
I don't have
Yeah,
a library.
that
I don't have a
Wow.
library card.
That was
That's the-
amazing because I went there and I had they were like, oh, I've never seen a library this card this old, because I had the original library card.
That's what I have. You were like, we're up to like 10 digits now.
Yeah, I was like, I have how many digits?
Well, I have 5. And I think you had 5 as well.
Yeah, isn't that
We're up
crazy?
to 10 digits now.
I don't think I've ever had a library card.
Well, first,
Ever.
you're not going to be able to get it for tomorrow, but for your next time you travel, go to the library. You may be able to do it online.
Right.
Get a library card, you log in, and then you just download the Frisco Library app. Search for whatever book you want.
do it
ebooks.
all online. I don't even need to go to the library.
No, not at all.
No.
Nope.
Dude.
Nope.
What the hell?
I think
man?
it's wonderful. I mean, I've taken advantage of. I've taken advantage of the system a lot. I mean, I think the library one is good. Regarding music, I have procured thousands and thousands and thousands of songs using. I don't want to say pirating software, but using software by design. It's kind of like I go to. I think it's called Audible.
Like Napster.
No, it wasn't like Napster or Map. It wasn't like Napster. I know what you're saying. It wasn't where I download it and I have it. Actually, I've done that too, but that's not what I'm referring to. This is one. I think it's called Audible or Audibles or something.
Audible is the ebooks. Not
So
the ebooks, but the
they
Audible
changed
books.
it. Someone bought them out, but there was a program out there, and I don't remember the name of it exactly, but it was a legit program. And all you do is you go to Amazon Music and you pick out whatever song you want. I don't care what it is, and you load it to the playlist and you play it. But this other app had a way where you could take that song that you were playing and kind of like renting the book from Kindle. This one you could send, hey, I want to play it over on it was Audacity. That's what it was. I want to play it on Audacity. And I would send hundreds of songs over to Audacity. And Audacity would play them. And once it played it, it kept it. That's how I was getting
It never checked them back in.
Well, no, it checked it. It checked it back in immediately. But so it would play it. But as it's playing it, it's recording it.
Oh, I see.
So it's just kind of like it's
Making
playing.
a copy.
It's making a copy when it
Gotcha.
starts playing it, and you can sit there and play it. It plays at times 8, and it was just like I was just dumping thousands of songs. I mean, I have an incredible library. I do, man.
I can see an invoice arriving at, and it says $27,000 from Audacity.
Right.
Well, I mean, it wasn't Audacity, it'd be Amazon if anything, but
Well, also with the Frisco Library, and you could do this as well, Sean, is you can download the Audible books as well for free and listen to it. I'd rather read it, but if you're driving on a road, it's for like a road trip. It's
for sure.
Because my wife and I would do that. We would go get. Well, actually, this is before the apps and everything. We go down to the library, get the CDs, and we'd throw them in the car to listen to them.
Yeah, smart.
yeah, there was. I mean, there was a time. Hell, they had compact discs there, the CDs.
Yeah.
You can go there and do it. I remember I went to the library, and I had 2 laptops with me. And that's all I was doing. I was sitting up there. I'd take the CD.
And you were burning the CDs?
I would take it and I would upload it straight to the hard drive.
Sean.
Dude, it was like it was.
Yeah.
It was easy. I mean, it was just like it was there. I mean, yeah, I know that's wrong. I recognize that.
So how did Napster was the very first file sharing one?
I don't know if it was the first, but it was the biggest thing at the time.
And it was free?
Yes.
Yeah, those LimeWire, Napster, Morpheus.
But then they started charging. Because they got a massive lawsuit.
Well, they got in trouble, right?
They did.
And actually, I just saw a news story where Napster just got purchased for like $200 million or something like that. I didn't even know they were
still around.
Well,
I didn't know that.
yeah, they. I saw some news article that says Napster just purchased, and it was some astronomical number. I was like, why?
Yeah, why would that be relevant anymore?
Yeah,
at all?
why would?
Because there's a lot of file sharing outside. Napster was kind of originally, for music, but there were a lot of other things it did too. It did movies, a lot of porn, a lot of programs, games, video games. There's
so it was general file sharing. It wasn't.
It was traditionally just all file sharing, peer to peer.
It was acquired by Infinite Reality for $207 million in March of 2025.
Damn.
With plans to transform it into a virtual 3D concept platform. So obviously it's morphed into something else than they...
Well, and obviously it has... It isn't... it's like it's the technology stack.
It's probably the tech... Yeah, exactly. It's not
right.
there. You can't access it to download the latest Journey song.
Right.
The latest Journey song.
Yeah, but I bet they have an incredible... library of people that have logged on as far as IP addresses go, and just the personal data from everybody. I mean, that's what they're paying for.
It might be a customer list.
Well,
I mean, seriously, if you think about it.
Well, think how old that is. I don't have the same IP address.
Right.
I'm sure the address migrates. I mean,
no,
redirects.
I have different companies, different locations.
I'm talking like, for example, your Yahoo account. Or your Gmail account.
I'm using completely different.
Well, you are,
ones.
but
your MySpace page.
I mean, hell, there's people out there.
MySpace. Yeah,
there are a lot of people out there that have the same ones. Hell, there's people out there that still have AOL.
I still have my Hotmail,
SPSS
but I don't use
Global.
that for anything like that, though.
My father has NetZero email.
I remember NetZero.
He still has an active NetZero email account.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
Who runs that now? Who hosts that?
NetZero. It's still NetZero.
They just have like a server in a closet somewhere.
Some dude, this one guy that's just sitting there, just keeping it alive
next to Hillary Clinton's.
Right.
Right. That's been bleached.
It's insane.
Yeah.
It's
well, it's amazing how far and I remember specifically the being in the hotels. I was in the hotels at the time in the mid '90s. That's when the internet kind of started getting going, right?
Yeah.
And you had AOL was the big thing back then.
Oh yeah, it was huge.
And
I'll never forget the modem router sound.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
You've got mail.
I've got 14.4 Baud rate. It was ridiculous, and
you had all night to wait for that image to download too.
Yes, that black and white GIF
of the boob.
I am never going to be able to whack off.
Yeah.
It's going to take forever.
You just like slow rolling it.
It's the beginning of porn was awful.
Well, it's like you'd go out there and you'd look at these songs. You're like, okay, that's a 4-minute.
Please.
That's a 4-minute song at 4 megabytes. That's going to take me 3 hours to download.
And I remember,
Is it worth it?
We were in the dorm, right? And I was the one that probably had the most sophisticated computer and modem. Okay, I had a 2400 baud. Yes. Oh, I was the shit. Anyway, so they would come in and they would use my computer to go on the BBS. Remember BBS, bulletin board service?
Big
Oh,
butt.
yeah.
Oh,
Yes, and
Big
they
boobs.
would download the GIFs, right? The genesis of porn, right?
The really pixelated shit.
Yes, and they would wait. They would wait, and then something would happen, like the modem would like hang up.
The phone would ring.
Yes, that's what it was. The phone would ring, and they'd be like, "No!" They've been waiting.
It was like,
they've been waiting for like 45 minutes or an hour for this picture to come up. And one of the ones was. Do you remember when Rob Lowe had that underage
sex tape.
Yes, that's right. It was a sex tape. Well, one of those was an image, a still from that tape
Of his dong?
No, of him with some underage chick. Remember?
So it's kitty porn.
Well, I mean, I don't know. She was 17, I guess. I don't know. I have no idea. But anyway, they were waiting for that picture to come through, and yeah, somebody called.
No.
And wasn't there something on the touchtone phone that you could make it not? You had to put in a code to have it not ring.
Right. Well, I mean, if you turned off call waiting or whatever, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
Turn off call. See,
Star 69 or
our
something.
generation, our kids' generation, have no idea what we're talking about.
No.
The different Star
Like-
69.
Or like register
that
for
was called back.
when you had to register for classes with your touchdown phone.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Doot.
I screwed
See,
it up.
I used my computer and my modem to auto dial,
Ooh.
and they were like, "Can I use your computer to register?"
Oh hell! I mean, think about the time when it's a Friday night. We wanted to go to the movies. We could have like do 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 do.
Yes.
If you know the name of the
Movie
movie,
phone.
press 1. To list from a pick of movies, press 2.
Movie phone. I remember that guy did movie phone. There was some guy in his garage who started that thing, and he turned into this multimillionaire, and all of a sudden, that thing probably died
Instantaneously.
hard. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
boom, gone. Movie phone.
Or-
444
To pick from a list of movie theaters, press 3.
Yeah.
Or you had to file your taxes with paper.
Yeah.
Oh, my
Yeah,
God.
yeah.
Dude,
That's when you got away with
Oh, my
murder.
God.
we lived during a period that was really unusual, right? Where
Like-
the birth of the internet. We had so much massive technology change
Yep.
in our life,
You had to go to the post office to get tax forms.
right?
Your 1040.
I mean, dude, where we started and where we are now compared to where our kids started and where they're going to end up, who knows, right? I mean, with AI and robots and shit, but who knows? But, dude, we lived some crazy-ass technology.
they're going to end up
change.
being like the people in Wall-E.
Yes.
Just like the virtual reality, big
Yes.
fat blobs
Yeah.
on floating chairs.
Exactly.
Yes.
They're already headed that way.
Some of the younger ones are.
Yeah. I mean-
Yeah, I hope not, but
Do-
it seems to be
Do
the
our
trend.
kids have our kids ever received a busy signal when they call someone? Do they know what that is? If they
Do they even know
what
what
is
that
that?
is? Yeah.
I think the I think the phone's down.
I don't know. I don't think so, but God. I
That
don't
was,
know.
that was horrific. I'm trying to get through. It's like, Jesus.
Oh yeah, get
Paul,
the
will you
busy
get off
signal.
the phone?
The busy signal.
Remember they had shared lines? What do they call those?
Party lines.
Party lines. Like at a different house.
Yes.
Imagine picking up your phone. Somebody's like, "Oh, baby, yeah, that's what." Can I use the phone? Can you
Get off the phone, Mom. Come
No,
on.
that's within the same house, but you had ones that were different houses.
Yeah.
What the hell, man?
What do you mean? Oh, so I can I can call a friend and be on a 3-way chat with you?
No, it was
No.
a shared line,
It was
meaning
a-
you lived down the street
It was like the same number,
and we
you shared it.
shared a phone line.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
It
That is
absolutely
stupid.
happened.
Yeah.
It happened.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I can see how easy it is. I mean, the wires are there. It's easy to do.
And then it became intra-house. Yes.
Well, I think
you
that
were
was-
talking to your girlfriend.
I think the
Mom, I'm on the phone.
Yes. I think the party lines were just before us. I think they may have been ending right as we were becoming of age.
It probably was more rural as well.
I use the
probably.
party line. It's kind of like, hold on a second, and you tap the line once, and it's like boop, 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 and you dial the other number, and you talk to that person, hey, I'm going to join, and you tap it again, and it joins to the third
That's
person
a conference
again.
call, right?
Yeah, for a
Right,
conference call.
which is different than party line, but yes. I mean,
Shoot, that's what I called a party line.
yeah.
No, it's
No,
not
it was
party line.
different. Different. It literally was a shared line, just like when you said, "Mom, I'm on the phone. Don't pick up." It would be your neighbor who's picking up the phone, listening on your conversation.
So you're on a 1-900 number, and you're
Yes.
talking to,
Yeah.
Levi, Carolyn.
Do they still have 1-900 porn numbers?
I don't know.
Does that still exist?
Why would you?
Yeah, some dude on the
I
other
don't know.
line.
I mean,
Some dude with a high voice, with a voice modulator.
I think that
Hi, my
died,
name is Chuck.
now it's just
Think-
AI.
I'm a Pisces.
I think that died with Girls Gone Wild videos
Oh
and
my God.
Miss
Remember
Cleo.
the Girls Gone Wild?
Well, whatever. What happened to him? Is he in prison or is
I
he
don't
like on
know,
the lam?
dude.
He probably got
Probably.
killed. I mean,
He made lots of
He
money.
made lots.
He did.
Because it was a big old scam.
Was it?
Yes.
Hold on, no, a bus. What are you talking about? A bus went around.
I mean,
well, this guy would go around pay chicks
What would-
to party with them, get them drunk, and he would videotape it.
yeah.
Oh, they weren't. They wasn't not consensual for them
I
to
don't
be.
know.
They supposedly agreed to it, but I think where he got himself in trouble is he would ask if they were of age, and they would say yes, and they would be underage.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, that,
So he's like, showing boobs of a 16-year-old
well,
or
yeah,
15-year-old.
but that shit
Oh, yeah.
happens.
That's what ended up getting him in trouble.
Joe Francis.
Yeah, Joe Francis. That's what it was.
70 counts.
Racketeering and drug trafficking, prostitution, and promoting the sexual performance of children.
Oh God,
Wow.
they threw everything at him.
Oh yeah, he was.
Well,
he
let's
was-
be fair. No, he was a piece of shit. I mean,
course.
good for him for trying to be innovative, but I mean, look, you cross the line. You got to check if you're going to be making that much money on it, because it was a great concept. Let's be honest, we all looked at it. Have you guys seen they had the
How could you not? I mean, it
They
was
had
on
the
every
pay-per-view
other
channel.
commercial. Yeah.
pay-per channel, Girls Gone Wild, Grandma's Gone Wild.
Well, I saw the commercials. I never did the PPVs.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, basically it's a party. There's just a bunch of girls dancing.
They
and-
lift their shirt
Hell,
up.
yeah, that's all they do is a flash. You're like, is that it?
Well, back then that was a lot.
And you didn't have to wait 45 minutes to download the
I
image.
beat the shit out of the
That's a
Sears
lot.
catalog. That's for sure.
I mean, shit. I remember with cable, the Showtime.
It'd
the
be blocked out.
Red Shoe Diaries were blocked out, but sometimes that blurry image
Was that a boob?
with the lines,
Oh,
it
yeah.
would get kind of stuck,
Get
and you'd see a little bit of it. And I was like, ooh, yeah, unscrambled, sort of.
But you'd sit there for an hour going, I
Yeah.
know it's coming up.
Yeah,
I know
you'd be
it's
like,
coming
yo,
up.
oh,
And that's when
Was
you
that-
get one
was
of
that a
these
boob?
friends
Was that
that have this nefarious box that shows up, and they've got these little cylinder RF. You screw them into the coaxial cables, and they filter out. You want
Right.
HBO? I've got a filter for that. You want you want USA? I've got a filter for that.
right?
I had a filter that gave like a bunch of different ones.
Hustler.
I don't think they had Hustler on TV, but they did have like a porn channel on there. They really did. It had everything. But I think I may even shared the story before. I lived in Irving, Texas, and I wanted to circumvent the whole house so that I didn't have to go to each TV and hook it up. So there's a telephone pole behind my house. I got my ladder out, climbed up the telephone pole, got the cable, the little cylinder, and I screwed it on there, and I was like, boom, I got it. And the whole house has it. Excellent.
Had
I was so
everything.
excited. Oh, everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was fully loaded, stacked. Everyone had it. Everyone's excited that
They're like-
God is great. And it turns out that
All of
Um,
Irving has it now.
no, actually, it was quite the opposite. So, every house down the street I had fucked up.
Oh no.
I had fucked up, and
Which
they were
means
like,
there's definitely somebody coming out.
so there were people that did come out. So look, I smoked pot back then a lot, and I did construction, and it was just kind of odd because I had the paranoids or whatever, but there was these cars that would drive up and down the street, and they had these little satellite imagings, these little. It was
Like in E.T.
It was
Remember
just,
in E.T. when they're looking for the alien and they're driving around
it was
the house?
exactly like that. They were driving up and down the street, and I'm like, "What in the fuck is going on?"
They're looking
and
for
I'm
Sean.
getting paranoid. Well, it They were looking for whatever device was disrupting the signal. They couldn't figure out what was going on. There was a backfeed that was coming back. They were putting power down the cable to force the signal through, and it was creating a loop, which was making it worse down there. Then they forgot how to fix that, and so I basically fucked up everybody's cable on the whole street. And I remember I was in the backyard, and I was just goofing off, just playing around with the kids, having a good time. And the guy knocks on the door. Hey, you mind if I go back there and check on the thing? And I'm like, oh, yeah.
You're like,
go
oh,
on
shit.
up there. It's no
Shit.
problem. He goes up there, and he goes, that's what this is. God damn it. Somebody put that. I was like, he was like, he didn't say or insinuate I did it.
Right.
And I was like, that's strange. How the hell they get up there?
You're like,
But wouldn't he see that this cable? Oh, it goes to that house.
It doesn't matter. I mean, he couldn't tell because the way the cables came down there. Because I took all the tags off. You couldn't tell which which house it went to because there was a bundle of them. But whatever.
But so he fixed it, and then you lost your stuff.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. I lost it, but then I got another one, and I just didn't go back up there. I just did the TV down there, but the living room, because really. We only really watched the living room anyways. I mean, it was kind of a luxury to have it in my bedroom, but it wasn't that big of a deal.
Whole house.
Oh, it was
video.
nuts. It was freaking stupid, man. But it was a sign of the times. It was kind of funny what had happened, and the whole freaking out. What are these guys doing? And I was like paranoid, thinking, oh, they know I have marijuana. Oh my god. I thought that's what that was all about.
It's no different than I had DirecTV. I was one of the first people to ever get DirecTV because I was obsessed with getting the stupid Houston Rockets, right? The NBA package. Yeah, I know. Now,
Way to
I
go.
mean, dude, screw the NBA. Anyway, but I had one of the cards that I had a friend that knew how to program it.
Right.
And so I would give it to him, and you program it. And I was like, oh my God, I get everything that DirecTV offers completely wide open, right? And then DirecTV got wise.
Oh, they'd send a little
And they
zap.
send a little signal.
Yep.
It was, and then boom, it stopped working. I was like, fuck. And then I call my friend. Yeah, we all got nuked. Bring it over. I'll program it. That kind of thing. Over and over. It was a cat and mouse game.
Right.
Right. And they would try to program it differently so that it'd be harder for DirecTV to nuke everybody. And I finally just got tired of it.
Yeah.
I was like,
How much was it cost every time you did that?
like $25 to program it.
Oh, that's not bad.
Not bad. No, it wasn't too bad.
He was
And
probably nuking it himself, so
and
he
it
get
was-
$25 every time.
Right. This guy's such an idiot. Nuked 4 times in one day.
No, he probably put a deadline on there.
Probably. But I remember there was something they called Black Tuesday where finally DirecTV had figured out something that nuked everyone. Like it was a hard nuke, right? And then they were like, yeah, no, everybody's down. We're all trying to figure out what to do, that kind of thing, I was like, I'm done.
Right. Well, they always, the companies, the whatever you want to call them, the pirators or whatever, they always find a way to do it.
Yeah.
But the companies aren't far behind, and they're going to catch up
They're
to
going to
you.
catch up.
But then they adjust, and then some new version comes out,
Yeah.
and it's just a circle.
I know.
It's a circle, and
I know.
it's how long do you want to put up with it?
How
kind
much,
of a thing.
yep. How long you want to put up with
I
it.
mean, we're doing it nowadays. I mean, we've got. We share each other's accounts.
I mean,
you know?
that they allow you to have a certain number of accounts.
Well, Netflix now
Well, I mean,
limits you to your IP address now.
Right.
So I can't, Brandon was like, can I log into your Netflix for a little bit? I wanted to watch something. We don't have it right now. It's like, well, you could try, but, they're going to shut it down pretty quick because you
Right.
can't, because you're down there in Richardson. I'm way up here.
It's like with my YouTube account. I'm the one that pays for the YouTube, right? So I sit down to watch whatever run I'm in, and it says, you have too many. And I'm like,
Sign on.
oh, hell no.
You're booted.
I'm the one guy paying for it. And I had no idea. I mean, I'm sure you're one of them, I know. But I was like, dude. And so all I have to do is click retry. And it automatically, thank God, it automatically kicks me back in. Which means it's kicking somebody else out, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
But I get on Dawson. Who'd you give it to? You need to tell him to get
Yeah, but
off.
what specifically? What are you watching? Because really, the only thing I would watch that I would get bumped is Fox News. Maybe that's it. That's the only reason I have that.
No, I don't think we have to be watching the same thing. It's how many people are watching it, are in YouTube.
You have 4
Oh.
licenses or 5
yeah.
licenses.
You only
or-
have a certain number of them.
Oh, that's how you do it. Okay.
Yeah. And
I didn't know that. I thought you were watching the same thing.
I don't think so. So anyway,
Yeah, we could be all watching the same thing.
I would get so pissed
It's the
off.
number that are doing it.
I'd be like, oh.
You're like, try again.
I'm just imagining. I'm imagining Dawson and 15 of his friends all huddled around watching the big game or a fight or something, and I'm like the one guy paying for it all. Of course it's not true, but it can't be that many. Anyway, it's really funny.
I mean, we still do it though. I mean,
Yeah,
you
we
guys
do
are on Disney, and I don't think. I mean, Disney's they're still letting us get away with it.
I mean,
Netflix. That's the first I heard that Netflix does that.
And Netflix, because we were sharing with Julie's brother for a while, and we were splitting the costs, but it was under his account. And I remember logging in once, and it says, "Is this the main IP of this account?"
Right.
I was like, "Fuck."
Right.
So I backed out of it, and I was like, "All right, we need to stop."
Yes,
And
because they're under you.
Yeah, because I don't want to screw him up, because if I said yes, it was going to block him out.
Right.
So I was just like, all right, he can have it. We'll get our own for $10 a month or whatever it is, and be done with it. Right?
Yeah.
So Netflix caught on how to do it, so they've figured it out.
Yeah, man, our adolescent days of trying to figure out how to get to that hard to reach porn. That was.
I found a bunch
it's
in the back of a trailer.
But now it's crazy everywhere. But speaking of kind of
Porn and cement vagina.
how about San Francisco erecting this 45-foot stainless steel, extremely anatomically correct statue of a woman,
like there's vulva,
naked woman?
Well, how do they
everything?
define a woman in San Francisco?
That's good. That's a good point. But anyway, all these things. So while they're putting it together, these crane operators are
crawling up her ass.
they're putting the final.
Is he put?
So
The guy
there's a video that he's
literally-
going in her
He
butt.
literally has his head up her ass while they're
Oh,
configuring the
come
thing.
on. Where's it made out of?
It's made out of
It's
stainless.
like a mesh over stainless
Does
steel.
it light up or anything?
Yes. So
Does
it
it?
glows at night. So it is a mesh. You can see through the arm.
That's what I mean. That is ridiculous. And he says
I'd like to see it light up.
So the other thing it does is
I want to see the crotch.
it has motors inside of it, and it mimics her breathing. Like her chest heaves.
So how much did this cost, San Francisco?
And that's the point.
The price of one toilet.
Jeff, you just nailed it. There are people looking at this statue, and there's homeless encampments all around, and people are like, what the fuck? You guys are going to spend what kind of money on this thing, this ridiculous 45-foot statue? Why? Your priorities are so whacked.
So are those lights on it?
That
or
looks like a projector.
That looks like a projector.
Yeah.
But it does glow at night, apparently. It's so ridiculous. What the hell, man? And it's supposed to be what? It's supposed to be...
Who is it? Is this like Venus
just,
or something?
I don't know. Yeah, but it's supposed to be some feminine strength and compassion in the Democrat-run city, which is being plagued by crime and homelessness.
And we have some butterfly lady dancing underneath her.
Yes.
It's called Our Evolution.
Come
I don't know.
on.
Whatever. I think it's kind of cool. It's just, I think with all the shit going on in San Francisco, that's the last thing they needed.
That's what I think. That's the
That's
point.
the whole
It's
point.
misplaced, and it's
The
just
Priorities are jacked.
yeah. The priorities.
She is juggy.
Yeah, she's in shape.
Keep showing that.
Well, good thing they
construction
picked
work.
a model that was in shape,
Yeah.
huh?
Well, I
Wait
mean,
till they rip it down.
yeah. I mean, it's, oh, yeah, no shit. I mean, she looks white. Dude, down with the empire,
So dumb.
It is dumb. But you know what? There's lots of dumb things going on. Like us Friday night, We,
Yeah.
so we,
That's
we
pretty typical.
touched this a little bit on the podcast, the first half of the podcast. So we met up at the Holy Grail, had some wings. You guys showed up. Jeff, she showed up.
Had some beer.
Ran over there real quick, and then you guys took off, and then Chuck and I were like, where are we gonna go? And I was like, we went over to Total Wine, kind of rummaged through to see if we could get some last second samples. And then we bought some Still Austin minis.
Oh, okay.
And they were about to head home. And I was like, I'm not ready. I mean, and he's like, well, where do you want to go? Do you want to go Dee Dee's? He started spouting off all these things. And I was like, no. And I was like, yeah, let's just go home. And then we had a last second little thing, Rail Yard.
Because it was a nice night.
Oh, it was a great
beautiful
night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a great night.
Awesome.
And we pulled up, and they had a band playing, and I was like, that's what I wanted. I wanted to have a couple beers outside of this great night and have a band playing. We walked in, Steve Ray Vaughan.
Perfect.
Yes. I was like, I'm in, sat down, started the pictures to you guys.
Of course.
And the text started rolling, and then Paul's like, Shelly, can I go and play? Can I go and play?
So what happened was we left Holy Grail because we were supposed to hang out with another couple, and something happened with that other couple. She lost her phone, and so it ruined their whole night or something. And so we didn't do anything. And so Shelly was like, I was like, oh, Chuck and Jeff are at the rail yard. And she goes, if you want to go up there, I'll drive you up there.
Oh.
I know. But she was like, but you can't come home shit-faced. Total fail.
But you were shit-faced before you left.
No, not at all.
He says that.
No,
but
I was not.
You were legally intoxicated when you arrived.
You did have one directive that you could not come home shit-faced.
Right. That was it.
That was it.
That was it.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, no.
You could have got
that was prior to plans being canceled.
I was so cockily dismissive. I was like, oh, Shelly, that's not going to happen.
I'm with Sean. He never gets drunk.
I'm on top of this.
He was drunk 30 minutes later.
I've learned my lesson. 18 minutes later, after fucking 125 proof.
The bottle came out.
1792 full proof.
Yes.
Which incidentally was fantastic.
We cannot do shot after shot after shot.
Of 125?
Dude, I did 2. How many did you guys do? See, that brings me to the point. You guys were out there for a long time, and you said the bottle was 2/3 gone. I had 2 shots.
We did 3. I think we did 3 total.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Sure. Yeah.
I did 2.
3, how big were the shots?
Yeah, but then
I think Sean protests too much.
No, but then we were still buying drinks
Are these pulse shots?
We had 3.
Or how big were the shots?
You poured them.
Well, yeah, we walked out there with our cups, the beer solo.
So it was a cup.
Cups.
Yep.
Red Solo cup.
I don't know. I'm just telling you, it was another fail. It was really fun until I don't remember it anymore.
Oh.
So, yeah.
I remember it somewhat. I mean, I remember there. I remember getting home.
Yeah, got my kid to come
I remember getting home.
I vaguely remember that, yeah.
Yeah, we probably did pass the line a little bit too much, but I got to tell you that I wasn't a huge fan of 1792. Okay, let's start there. I mean, we have several bottles out there. I mean, I'm not against it. I mean, I still not horrible, but I really liked it that night. It tasted like freaking grapes. Yeah. To the point where I'm buying a bottle of that next time. Chuck buys it every other week.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Or is it every week?
It's good.
Every other.
Every other.
Well, except for this week. It'll be...
Well, and then the other thing. So the 3 of us are sitting there totally enjoying the old dudes that were playing the band.
Yeah.
2 really old dudes. And I
the
look
guys
over,
that are our age.
Right. Well, no, they were older. Were they? I think they were older.
Well, not much.
Maybe not. Anyway, I look over, and 3 of Dylan's really close friends are over there at another table, and I spot them. So I go over there to say hi to them, and then they just, when I come back and sit down, they come over and join us, right? So that didn't help because
you're like round of drinks.
Yeah, things are flowing. I got on them too because I feel like they're like, dude, one of the dads is here. He'll buy. You know what I mean? And right. I got on him. I was like, dude, all 3 of you guys are grown-ass men, and you're working. Like, right. You need to buy your own drinks, or you need to buy around for once. And Aaron, I give Aaron credit. He stepped up. He's like, this one's on me.
Good.
You know what I mean?
Good.
Because they're still in this mooch mode. Man.
Oh, yeah.
And then they're in their 26. I was like, not anymore. You guys need to step up. I remember giving him shit about that.
Buy the old men the drink this time.
Yeah, for once.
Yeah, it was fun though. It was great music. The weather was great. And we ended up going home, and I remember the next day I had a rental car, and I had to get that rental car back by 9 a.m. So I get up at 7:20. I was
up early.
I'm just like, fuck, this sucks. And I wasn't really feeling great. And I think I was a little hungover. And so I immediately hydrate. I've got Celtic salt rolling through me and a cup of coffee. Brazilian nuts, freshly squeezed lemon. Just getting the natural stuff going.
Some
little
borax.
cayenne pepper.
Some borax.
I got to follow up on that borax because I read something about it, and there is some stuff going on here, but I don't want to pull that yet. I'll wait till the next podcast. But
and you know what was funny about that Saturday morning? I woke up being kind of pissed off that here I go again. I drank too much last night. I'm gonna get shit for it, right? And I was up early. I was like,
yeah, but you made it home.
Oh, I know. There's so much history there, but I'm not gonna go into that. But I mean, so like at 7 or 7:30, I was like I was watching the clock until 8 o'clock because I was gonna hammer the yard work, and I was gonna, because I can't start before 8. That's kind of like the rule. I don't know if that's a rule in your neighborhoods, but you're not running the mower before 8 o'clock.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's the courtesy thing, I guess. But I was watching the clock, and then
I think it's said ordinance.
I had forgotten that you needed to do your rental car thing, right? And so I was like, okay, cool. All right, we'll knock that out real quick. We'll go drop off the car real quick, and then I'll get back and I'll do my yard work. I was so stoked to get it going. What a shit show!
So for the prior 2 weeks, they around the Frisco area, they've got these little signs that say,
I had no idea.
Hey
I never
guys,
saw the signs.
We're gonna have a marathon.
They're like big 4x6
Yep.
foot electronic signs.
I didn't see anything until when I was driving towards Hillcrest. It said event. Expect delays.
Yeah,
Yes.
I got the same thing, but there's a difference between expect delays and grid fucking lock.
And and being able to go nowhere.
Nowhere.
I don't understand you guys' problem. I got out of the neighborhood just fine.
Yeah,
Dude.
but at 7:15 in the morning.
My appointment was at 9 o'clock.
Hey, look,
You
I'm
knew it
just
was
telling
coming.
you.
I
I
planned.
didn't know it was coming.
I was like,
I
I'm
had to be
leaving
there
early.
at 9 a.m.
Well, I had to be there at 9 as well. So
We
I planned
left
ahead.
at 8:20, 8:15.
Yeah, I think it
you
was
should have
earlier.
left at 7:45.
Well,
I think
that's what time we left. We left at 8:15. I took a left on Hillcrest and could not proceed.
It was so bad.
That's it.
I bailed early. I like took a U-turn and I was like, I'm going to be one of
Barely
those smart
crossed
guys.
Rollator.
I'm going to be one of those smart guys because I know all the back roads, right? I know how to get out of every subdivision.
I crossed
And so
Rollator.
I go into a subdivision, blocked. Okay, well, I know another one, block. Another one, block. Another one, block. And so I get out the same way I went in. And then I went to another subdivision, did the exact same thing. It was getting really frustrating.
Well, why were you? Were you over at his house?
Yes, he was helping me take the car back.
Yes.
Oh, you just didn't meet him at Hertz? Why, I was going to say,
That
why
we're
were
trying
you,
to meet at Hertz.
but you were in your neighborhood.
Yes, and I took.
Yeah, but
wasn't
he
blocked.
drove my rental home.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Understood.
So anyway, it was a shit show. It was so frustrating.
Yeah,
I don't
it was frustrating because, I mean, it got to the point where I got past Rollator, came up to Lebanon, and there was just, I was stuck. There was no movement for like 20 minutes. I couldn't move at all.
I'm giving you guys shit, but I agree because I was. You can ask my wife. I was panicked. I was like, "How the hell am I going to get to my class that starts at 9 o'clock? Our entire neighborhood is surrounded
Correct.
and it's closed."
There were they had Ohio, Lebanon, and Coit completely barricaded and everywhere.
Yep.
And he and I were on the phone screaming. I'm screaming, he's screaming, and we're like, finally, this is what we decided. We hate marathons, and we hate people who run in marathons. And then I go, that means Julie and Andrea. We hate them. We were irrational.
Yeah.
Would you agree we were irrational, Sean?
I was beyond irrational. I pulled. I came to one of those barricades, and there was a police officer there, and I was like, "How?" I got out of the car, and I know he was kind of like, "Oh shit," you know.
He's got his hand on his
I'm
pistol.
animated.
Taser.
I'm hot, and I'm like, "How do I get out of this rat race? How? Just tell me which direction to go. I have no idea what the fuck. How to get out of here."
You should have heard him on the phone. I've got a car in front of me. I've got a car behind me. I've got a brick wall on my right. I can go nowhere. I go, dude, you just need to turn around and I can't go anywhere. I can't go anywhere. We were stuck. We were irrationally frustrated. Irrationally.
I don't know. Like I said, I left at 7:45. I turned right on Rollard out of my neighborhood, went straight over Hillcrest, and I was gone.
Well, then,
So I left the house at what, 9:15? No barricades.
Yeah.
yeah,
they were
done.
They were
It was
done.
done by then.
They were done.
Yeah, they were done.
Well,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, we had known that.
Yeah.
We would have done that differently.
You know, and
It's
also
all about knowledge.
we could have
It is about knowledge.
we could have gone north on Hillcrest and taken a left on Main, and there was no barricades up there.
If we had just gone on Preston,
Yep.
we would have been there in 5 minutes.
See?
Yep. The more you know,
Now you
go Joe.
So when they have it next year, now you know.
They won't have it because I'm going
No.
to city council.
Okay.
I'm going to talk to the mayor. I'm going to talk to every city council person, and it's not going to happen.
I'm gonna put
I do.
poop bombs on one of their doorsteps.
I do think that the route needs to be adjusted because
It's too invasive.
our entire neighborhood was surrounded closed.
Yes. So what are you gonna do?
100%.
100%. Hey, you can't get out of your neighborhood.
Yeah, and that's why I was panicked. I was like, what the hell? So I must have gotten lucky because there was no blockade, there was no traffic, there was no runners, there was nothing when I crossed at 7:45.
The irony is you stuck and couldn't get anywhere, right? And then I'm a super smart guy, and I went way north and Maine and Independence, and I made this gigantic loop, and I probably went, I don't know, 10 miles, and you went
It cracked my windshield.
2 miles. I did not.
Okay, I'm sorry.
And then we met there at the exact same time.
We did within minutes.
Literally within minutes. Yes. Oh God, it was insane. All right. Well,
It was.
yes. Okay, it's over now.
Yeah, they need to adjust the route so it doesn't start and begin at the same spot.
Didn't you say you yelled at one of the marathoners?
No, yes, I yelled. I yelled in the
No, yes.
How dumb
general
is that?
direction. It wasn't one. I yelled in the general direction of a couple dozen.
Yeah. He's like, I hate you.
I
People who run
said.
in a circle are stupid.
I said, yeah, I did say something like that. Whatever I said
Called
was
him.
stupid, and I hope to God it doesn't show up from that body cam with the police officers wearing.
It totally will.
Did you call him a bundle of sticks or anything?
No, I didn't say that. I just said, F you freaking marathon runners. I hate you.
Yeah, it was bad.
It was so frustrating.
It really was.
But you know what? In retrospect, I mean, what they could have done is to make it better is just kind of directed us. How do you get out? To get out of this rat race, go north on Hillcrest.
Well, Andrea said that even if you came across one of those intersections, they were stopping the runners and letting cars go.
Not often.
One or two at a time.
Yeah, so I don't
out
know.
of the 50,000 cars that we were
See,
behind.
I mean,
I
the
don't know.
planning behind that's messed up.
It is. Well, the marathoners shouldn't have to stop for
They
one thing.
ever.
Yeah,
So if they have that kind of scenario going on, they messed up.
yeah. They need to. This is like the 4th or 5th year they've had it up here like this.
Really.
Oh yeah,
Apparently,
Been going on a while.
Apparently, I don't go.
it's been going on for quite a
I
while.
had the same problem last year.
And the year before, and the year before. It's been in this area for a while.
I've been lucky. I've never had the problem.
Well, you're not in this neighborhood. It's this specific neighborhood.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Whatever.
So,
I mean, really, the magic thing is don't leave the house until after 9:15.
Yes. Wait for the marathon to be over.
Yeah, and that's really it.
yeah. You just got to plan. Like I said, I left early.
Yeah.
Then I went to Rudy's and had me a breakfast taco and sat there for half an hour.
Yeah, we went to Norma's. And
Yeah,
had-
we ended up going to breakfast, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you ever get your credit card set up? It said there was fraudulent activity going on.
You know what happened? Shelly ordered something that she thought was going to be like $120, and when it came back, it was like $200 and something. So it asked her, "Is this fraud?" And it wasn't fraud, but she didn't want it to be charged because she was lied to about how much it was going to cost. So she said, "Yes, it's fraud." I said,
Whoa.
"You know what that does?
Cancels everything.
Cancels everything. Shuts down the card. They send new cards with new numbers.
Yep.
Now, everything that you have on auto has to be updated.
Oh.
There
Yes.
you go.
Didn't she do this once before?
This has happened like probably 6 times.
What is she getting? Those lithium batteries for a butt plug?
I don't know. I don't think so. No.
It's yours.
Extra
I
vibrate.
don't think that's happened either. No. No. Oh, that was the thing from the estate sale. I was so excited about my $10 blower.
Yes. And it sucked.
What was her name?
It doesn't work.
And it sucked.
It did suck.
The blower did suck.
The blower sucked.
Yes.
Yes.
It did not blow.
So,
It didn't blow.
how long did you charge the battery?
Overnight. Yeah. The battery's bad. Bad battery.
So if you open those things up, there's actually a series of C batteries in there.
Really?
Yeah, if you want to dump $100, you can probably buy some more batteries.
Yeah.
Can't be
Take away the
100.
batteries.
That's
Wonder how-
nuts.
Yeah. That was a huge disappointment. I was so excited. I was going to be finally just like you guys with a cordless blower.
Well, so the shout out to the rail yard. We had a good time out there.
I liked it. Every time I go down there, I enjoy it.
Yeah.
It was
Good
fun.
music. It's outside. Now, in August, I don't think I'd say that.
Yeah, we're gonna
Eh,
but
pass.
This time of
Evenings,
year,
yeah.
this time of year, it's a really good place to be.
So we got a couple topics to talk about. I want to hit on, but I know Jeff is adamant about talking about
House
exploding
exploding.
homes. So I kind of
Exploding
really want to know what's going on with this whole program.
Yeah, well, the answer to it is I still think unknown because
It's unknown, yeah.
yeah, it's unknown on why this thing blew up. But it happened down in Austin, and this house basically turns into matchsticks in like less than a second.
I got a video.
Yeah, look at the video. This is a Ring camera on the other side of the street, and it's that little white thing right in the middle.
Okay,
Right there is
okay.
the house, and it's just like gone.
So we're looking at the house. Looks like a. All right, that thing just.
Oh my God!
Went up in smoke. That
Yeah,
thing
it's-
was a massive explosion from the center out. So they said that there's no gas located in that thing.
That's
No.
what they're saying.
Yeah.
So that's kind of crazy. Why would a house not have
No
natural
Texas
gas?
Is it meth? Is it a meth lab?
Well, who knows? I mean,
I don't know. I mean, who knows what's going on? But
I mean, look, it could be anything. I mean,
Maybe that thing was built on unexploded ordnance from like a testing ground.
I mean,
or
if they
something.
don't have gas there, that doesn't mean that the city doesn't have gas there. It doesn't mean that they don't have their own propane tank back
Tanks.
there providing. I mean, that's what they do a lot of times. They'll have a 200-gallon propane tank that they come and fill up. There
Yeah.
could have been a leak like that. That explosion was intense.
oh yeah,
Nobody died.
it does
nobody,
say-
nobody was in the house.
they
Does
said,
say
well,
a
I heard
propane tank was there.
I heard that 6 people were inside and they all lived.
How is that even possible?
It had to have been the propane tank. I mean, what else would cause that?
I don't know. That's the question: is what caused this? And it damaged, I think, 24 surrounding homes is what I heard. And there are people several miles away who thought trees fell on them because it was so loud and the bang that they heard.
That is unbelievable.
Huh. Well, I don't know. Really, I don't think
So that happened
propane would
yesterday?
cause that much of an explosion. It sounds to me like
That was yesterday.
It almost looks like
The
explosives
13th
to
yeah,
me.
yesterday.
Yeah, that was
It-
yesterday. So
I wonder who lived there. There's got to be.
they're gonna figure it out. I mean, they're gonna dig into it and they're gonna find the explanation for it.
So when you call up your insurance company, what do you say and go? And this is covered.
Well, they
complete
have to
house-
find the cause first.
Complete house
So I
destruction.
got to tell you, there are clauses in policies that exclude terrorist operations. Terrorist activity. So if your house is blown up from a terrorism, sometimes coverage isn't extended to that kind of stuff.
Well, but this well, who knows? But I don't think this is terrorism. But if it is,
I mean, I'm not saying like kind of terrorism. I'm saying it's like it could be any kind of local person.
Oh, it
Let's
could
say
be
it's
homegrown. Yeah, I get it.
I mean, someone like a mayor or a city official or a school official, and some disgruntled parent decides he's going to poke
Or
a
like
hole.
the governor of Pennsylvania, whose house was firebombed by a psycho.
Yeah,
he
what
was
is
just
up with that?
He was just crazy. He doesn't like Shapiro for who knows what reason. Maybe because he's Jewish. I don't know. He hates Trump. So there's no political leanings, at least from what I've read of initially. Yeah, it's that guy right there. Look at that.
Oh, how evil does he look?
He
Ding,
looks,
ding,
he
ding,
looks
ding,
stable.
ding, ding, ding.
He looks completely unstable.
Is he the father of those 4 kids?
I don't know.
Really? That's the guy?
Yes, that's him.
And he decided to scale a fence and go to the governor's mansion
And firebomb it.
and elude. They saw him and he eluded them.
Did he have some sort of?
He had Molotov
Like-
cocktails.
I mean, but did he have some sort of literature or something? What do they call that? A manifest or what do they call that?
Oh, I
A
don't think so.
manifesto.
A manifesto.
He probably thought he wasn't going to get caught. These people are stupid, man.
I don't know. It may be too early to figure it out, but I know
Yeah,
that they're
it's
saying
pretty,
that
it's pretty fog of war right now.
yeah, it's they're still trying to figure it out. But
Just fog of war.
38-year-old Cody Balmer from Harrisburg in connection with the arson attack, attempted homicide of Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro. So Josh Shapiro was supposed to. Wasn't he supposed to be instead of Camel Toe Harris? Wasn't he supposed to be?
No,
he was
yeah,
supposed to be instead of Tim Waltz.
yeah,
Tim Walz,
they
that's
were,
right.
They were
Yes.
saying, why don't you pick Josh Shapiro instead of this
Tampon
Tim? Because he was Jewish, and everyone was very anti-Jewish at the time.
Yeah, very
That
angry.
is so fucked up.
It is
stupid.
completely fucked up. And he would have been a very dangerous VP.
Yeah, he's a very strong speaker.
very strong.
Yes.
Look at
Not,
that picture there of the New York.
not like Tampon Tim. Dude, this
That
guy
is
looks beyond
fucked.
evil.
Yeah,
Whatever. Just plant him.
What?
Get it over with.
Look at that face, and he's sticking his tongue out. I mean, what a weirdo.
I don't think he really gives a shit. Is what it is.
Dude, the guy's so
He's
mentally ill.
He's
Oh,
on something.
He's so mentally ill, it doesn't matter.
And that's what they'll say. They'll say,
or drugged out. Yeah.
they'll probably let him go and say, we don't care. He's on drugs.
don't
It's
think
not
so.
really his personality.
Not on this one. That's attempted murder, man.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah,
agree. I agree. Plus, he went after a Democrat, so the Democrats probably should be all up in arms.
He's been charged with attempted murder. So
Yeah.
we have a bourbon to talk about.
We do have a bourbon to talk about, but before that, we have Jeff, who went out of town to get this bourbon.
Yes, he did.
Came
did.
back and he's opened up the ding, 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 little advent calendar.
Did we talk about your trip? I mean, you did, right? A couple
Yeah,
podcasts
we
ago?
talked
Okay.
about it.
Okay.
But this is one that, again, drove up there. This is from Jim Beam.
Yeah.
This is what we're drinking is Baker's 13.
Baker's
Yes.
13-year-old Baker's. Now,
Yeah.
I got to tell you, for the next half a year, we're going to be having a lot of these bourbons. Jeff's releasing one at a time because we didn't want to know what they were. We want them to
Right.
be special. So they're very exciting. We're going to call them the Advent Calendar whiskeys.
So it's the light green. We have this awesome chart that our producer printed out that has all the.
From Beam Suntory.
It
Yeah,
has
this
the
is Beam
houses
Suntory.
of bourbon.
And Suntory is actually a Japanese company, so Japanese owned Beam. Did you know that?
I did
I
not
did
know
not.
that.
Yeah,
Well,
Suntory is Japanese.
that's awful. That should not be the case. Americans should own bourbon.
Yeah, so as big as Jim Beam is, Japanese own it.
Jeez.
Anyway,
How
this
would that family allow that sale to happen?
billions of dollars.
Yeah, the same way Bud got bought
Yeah,
by
Yeah.
InBev.
billions and billions of dollars. Anyway, this is Baker's 13. Very hard to find. At least it is down here. The only place I've seen it is on the allocated shelf. We have to spend points and shit like that for it, right? So they had it on the rack. Of course, a distillery. Their distillery was top notch. Their tours
Yes.
outstanding.
Great.
One of the things I found interesting is they call it brewer's wine or something like that, or brewer's beer or distiller's beer when they make their mash and they amplify it or ferment it,
Mhm.
and then they put it into the distill. Well, the fermenter was outside, and they had all these tubes going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, where it would funnel it, and they figured all the formulas out to say it needs to be this temperature when it goes into the distill. So they have all these pipes, and he goes, it's actually moving 45 feet, but there's 2.5 miles of pipe.
Whoa.
That is
Good
going through.
Lord.
Yeah. So it's flying through.
It's insane.
Yeah, it's
And the
ridiculous.
still, their column still is
Yeah, it's
insane.
ridiculous. So anyway, this is Baker's 13, 107 proof. This is a single barrel, and it's got a little metal
Tag.
tag that has the serial number on there of the of it.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't shatter the bottle
Yes, yes.
with his heavy-handedness.
So looks like the mash bill.
It
Is-
seems very high rye to me on the taste. But
Yeah.
anyway, keep going.
It's 77 corn,
But it's not.
13 rye, and
13
10,
rise is pretty high.
and 10 barley.
Yeah. I mean, if I didn't know any better, I would say this is a rye bourbon.
It is a rye bourbon.
Yeah. 100%.
Well,
As opposed to a whiskey
Is it a wheated
weeded
bourbon?
no, I mean for it to be called rye, it's not majority corn, it's majority rye, right?
Correct.
So this is not a rye bourbon.
That wouldn't be a bourbon then. It'd be
right.
a
Well,
rye. It'd be
okay,
a
well,
rye.
rye whiskey.
There you go.
Okay, there you go. Rye
There you go.
whiskey. Anyway, it's well, let's walk through it.
So I got to tell you, I was not a huge fan of this when it opened up, and I was tight-lipped about it. It's growing on me, and I think the flavors are starting to come out more and more as I start to handle the glass. My hand is warming up. The liquid in here, the whiskey, it's swirling it, releasing it. I mean, it's taken a while, 45 minutes, and
Yeah.
it's starting to come around. And I'm tasting like a medicinal, like a cherry. You know that cough syrup. You got a little medicinal cherry, and I'm not saying that in a bad way. I'm saying that in a good way. It's got a little vanilla, buttercream kind of hint that
Yeah.
kind of comes at you.
Yeah, I agree. When I first had this, I was not a fan. It was a brand new bottle, cracked it open, and I sipped it, a minute after it got poured.
It opened, right?
And I was like, it's a little harsh. but it's opened up quite a bit, and like I said, Sean said, I'm picking up some of that vanilla's some sweetness on there again, some nuttiness. I think I get some nuttiness in there.
So definitely the cherry. I'm liking that cherry.
Not to,
stone fruit.
Not to be harsh, I would expect way more from a 13-year-old bourbon. I don't know.
I don't know, man.
What's the proof on this?
107.
It's 107. Got kind of a little tobacco at the tail end of that.
With 13 years, it should be there should be a lot more going on in this. I don't know. I'm
Do
not
you still
sure.
get the red licorice?
I'm not sure
or the,
why I'm disappointed.
Yeah, you getting that red licorice as you were saying earlier, the cherry licorice?
There was some of that, but man, this finish, I don't know.
It's one of the taste notes is licorice.
Oh, is it? Yeah, the anise.
I think the secret to this, or a catalyst of releasing some of the tasting notes on this, is the warmth of the hand. I think it's important. Have you ever had those brandy snifters? I mean, this is a Glencairn glass that we have. Brandy snifters are wider at the base.
Right.
And I think for something like this, it would probably call for a wider
So you get your whole
glass.
hand.
Open it up.
Because I think the heat is actually doing it a lot of good. I mean, I'm breathing in it, trying to warm this thing up. And the more I do it, I mean, I've got like sweet tobacco that's coming out of this on the tail end. I mean, it's starting to really, I'm tasting so much more now. Before it was like cigarette butt. Honestly,
Yeah.
that's exactly what I tasted at the very beginning. And I was like, this is not right. And now there's just a bunch of flavors popping out. Baker's 13.
Baker's 13. I will
this
tell
is
you.
great.
I will tell you this. Paul got the Baker 7 because I remember you were excited to get it.
Yeah.
And you didn't like that one. You were
Right.
very disappointed in it because I think the bottle was sharp looking, and I think it was fairly new at the time. I think Baker's at least around this area. I don't remember seeing it, but I think we were not disappointed. I know you were disappointed more than I think all of us, and maybe it's just this profile that you have a hard time with, because I'm picking up some things, and when I first had it, I was not a fan. Like Sean says, the longer it sits, the more it's opening up for me.
Yeah.
So if you get this, pour it and let it sit for 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
You know?
And I think this, I'm curious to taste this for the second round of the Baker's 13, because the rumor is that when you open a bottle and you bring it past the shoulder, and it allows that to open up inside the bottle. So I'm kind of, I don't even know what to call that, off-gassing, or,
Oxidizing, because there's oxygen in there now.
Yeah. So I'm hoping that's what it is, and maybe when the second pour comes out, it's going to taste a little bit different. This one right now, at the stage it's at, is perfect for me. It still has that, and frankly, it's got the same kind of aftertaste as the first whiskey that we had. What was the first whiskey?
It was Hellhound.
Hickory Creek or something like that, right?
Yeah, Hickory Creek.
Yeah, it was Hickory Hill.
Hickory Hill. And that one was aged. Do you remember? How long was that one aged?
Like 18 months. Nothing. Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
The one we had in the first podcast?
Uh-huh.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, they're not bad considering.
That, I was going to say, we should have talked about that, because that matters. I mean, I think that's what I'm struggling with so much with this one. It's aged 13 years.
So
I mean, there's so much. I mean, dude.
But we had we had the Camelot. I think we have the 15 and the 16-year Camelot, and all we get from that, fantastic. But I mean, it's a very oaky taste to it. This one does not have the oaky taste that the Camelots do, which is kind of interesting.
Ooh, he's bringing out the Baker 7.
Yeah, well, I
For
mean,
us
I
to
would
do
mind
to do
doing
a
a little
comparison?
cross
Yeah,
comparison.
I want to try the 7 compared to the 13.
As do I. I mean, again, it's not bad. I don't want to say it's bad, but I had an expectation. It's funny. It's all perception, right? When you have an expectation heading into something,
Chucky,
it can, it can change. It can change your response to it, right?
Right.
That's my biggest issue at the moment. It's not bad. I mean, again, guys, if we're hanging out and somebody pulls this bottle out, I'm going to enjoy the hell out of it all night, right? But for the purposes of like what I'm getting out of it and what my finish is and what my rating's going to be, I mean, damn, I don't know how much this bottle costs.
$100.
$100, yeah.
Probably $100.
Okay, dude.
Yeah.
You add that to the mix, and I'm not.
I see what you're saying. I really do, and I agree with you on some of it, but it's there, and I'm kind of wondering: is it us? It's
this
the
is
cliche thing. It's not me. It's you. It's not you. It's me.
right.
I mean,
Well, I know this is a desirable bottle that a lot of people look for.
okay, 13 is better than 7.
Oh, I haven't tried it yet.
No question. 13 is better than 7. Without a doubt.
Oh, yeah. It's almost astringent,
Right.
the 7. And
All right. Well, he's wanting. Mr. Producer's pressuring us for a rating here.
so this is at 107, right?
Yeah.
107. I'll just shoot from the hip. I'll give it I'm going to give this one a 7.9.
I'm going to give it a 5.8.
Damn.
It's harsh for me, man.
That's all right. That's all right. All of us can't have the same palate and same taste, right? I think I'm right at a 7 on this.
Yeah.
I'm at a 7.9. It opened up a lot for me.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it right at the very tail end, and I think that if this bottle, maybe it's cooler up here, in the podcast area, up in the top floor. I think if this bottle was a little bit warmer, I think those tasting notes would come out a lot more. I'm kind of wondering, we should probably dilute it a little bit and see what happens. We should probably start doing that with bourbons that we don't really necessarily agree with right off the bat.
Yeah.
We need to have a little
Distilled water.
Yeah, a bottle up here with a little
Eyedropper.
eyedropper up here. Yeah,
That's the thing.
it is.
The professionals talk about that shit all the time.
Yeah, we're pros, aren't we?
We are now.
So we got D1 Spirits going to be coming. RD1 Spirits coming up here pretty soon, right?
About a month. Yeah.
Interesting. We need to get 1845. Get those logged on. I'll do a shout out to Lowry Crossing, 1845. We will be at the on Friday, April 19th, right? Friday, April 19th. 18th is Friday.
Easter is the 20th. Also, Stephen's 23rd birthday
Wow.
is the 20th, so that's a Sunday.
And how about that? Happy Easter to all of our listeners.
And on April 20, 420.
And Hitler's birthday, apparently.
Is it really? Great.
Well, I don't know. The elementary kids used to tease Stephen. Your birthday's April 20th. That was Hitler's birthday. Apparently, Donald
That's
Trump's
hilarious that they would even know that.
I know.
That's so dumb.
I've never even checked. I don't even know if it's true or not.
All right. Well, I don't think we touched a whole lot of our topics up on the dry erase board, but that's all
Did
right.
Couple.
actually.
Did we?
Absolutely. We talked
can't
about
turn
the rail
around.
yard. We talked about exploding homes.
Every time I
talked
turn
about the
around, my back
marathon.
freaking cracks, man.
We talked about the
Bad shape.
marathon psychosis we went through. The
Yeah, right.
45-foot woman. We talked about Josh Shapiro.
We need to talk about Snow White and the miserable existence of that movie.
Wow.
That's
That lead actress
Best forgotten.
torpedoed that movie.
yeah, she did.
All right, well, this is the second half of the Dudes Like Us podcast. Check us out on Instagram and Facebook, Dudes Like Us -podcast, Dudes Like Us Woodcraft, if you guys are interested. Look at his little thing he put up there from
They're
Instagram.
torching her, man.
Subscribe to us, like us, check out our everything. Direct messages if you want us to talk about something special. We're just wacky guys here. Chuck,
Yeah.
thank you for staying on top of shit. Dudes Like Us, I'm Sean.
I'm Paul.
Jeff.